Yeah. So yeah, Piyush, since I started the recording, you'll have to unmute and share your screen again.
It's been done.
Yeah. So Ali and Sharman, thank you for joining. It's been a while since we've connected on the Precode Assistant tool. I'll give you some context and then, we can deep dive into the solution demo. So the objective is to replace the Excel spreadsheets that many of us seem to use to do what if analysis and present proposals to customers. There's a lot of manual data entry involved, and there is a lot of offline work that has to be done to identify the product list as well as pricing to get the Excel working as expected. So what we've built is a tool on Microsoft platforms which will be embedded within Salesforce. So it'll be a seamless experience from a end user perspective. But all the product data, all the pricing data will be coming from Salesforce. So you would not have to key in any of those data points. We will be also pulling pricing information from Snowflake to guide you along the way as you're building the proposals. And you will see the options to create clones, adjust discounts, PPG percentages to see what the different options or proposals look like. There are additional capabilities that we will go through, which are over and above what Salesforce CPQ offers today. What we do not have built yet is the ability to push the code from this tool back into CPQ. So today, if I am correct, it's a two-step process with Excel. One is, you create the initial code or the proposals. If the customer okays, then we recreate the code in Salesforce. So as of now, we don't have the ability to push the code from here into CPQ, but that'll be our next stage or next phase of pushing the finalized version from the Precode tool into CPQ. So I'll pause there and see if you have any questions. If not, we can deep dive into the tool itself. All right, Piyush, go ahead.
Okay. So let's start with to create the new pre-code in this tool. So just click on the button. There are two sections. One is code level where we fill out the information about the customer or account and opportunity. So I'm selecting from an account, opportunity, and the subscription term. Okay. And now I'm trying to add a product which we want in a quote. So just I have we can add multiple products by searching that like that, and we can submit the products. So automatically add in our quote line. Okay. We have few more products. So these are the products I would like to add in our pre-code tool. And there is a few capability in add product. We can search by product code or product name, and we can select and we can add the products. Okay. Now next steps, we can see that the few information that is a list unit price, discounts, and the net unit price and total net price of this each product. Okay. Now, once we added the products, there is a capability of a RAM frequency. So if we want to go with either annual or semi-annual or quarterly, so according to that, our product line will be adjusted. So let's go with the annual, and I will do a split and calculate. So it automatically break all the product into the 1 year tenant, except the service one-time product. Rest of the products set automatically based on our subscription term, like a 24 months, it's a 2 years. So each product will have a 2 line item, except a service one-time product. Okay. Now let's want to apply the PPG variance on these product items. So just we click on the PPG variance button, in which we have an option. Let's say I want to apply the PPG option percentage in next year, like 5%. So I just put 5% and calculate. Automatically, we can see that year 2 price will reflected based on the 5%. If we have more option required to see the customer, then click on the add PPG option. We can add at runtime. Just set the percentage and calculate, automatically reflect the year 2 price. Still, let's say want to. So in this UI, we have a capability of the PPG option, set the different percentage and calculate the year 2 price based on the PPG percentage. Now we want to go with a 5%. If I accept and submit, automatically reflect the 5% of PPG option in our year 2 product automatically in our tool. We can change a net price based on the percentage, a PPG percentage we have selected. And according to that, a total net price will be updated in our quote line tool. Now I'm pause here. If you have any questions, we can
Go ahead, Charmin. You're on mute.
Oh my God. How long have we been doing these meetings where we have to turn ourselves off mute, and I still do it? Obviously this one's in US dollars, and quite often we will want to build a quote in Australia. We will want to build a quote in Australian dollars. And I noticed that you can change it. Like, where can we have it so it will show in Australian dollars?
Yes, it's based on the login, because I have shared my profile.
Okay. Yeah.
US dollar. If you are logged and you have a Australian dollar profile, so automatically change all the price with Australian dollar.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I guess I've just got a question because existing customers, we would just need to look at their existing subscriptions and build it in ourselves based on the existing rate card. You can't import the existing. It's not a quote tool like what we've already got in Salesforce. Like, you need to bring in the line items and build it into the pre-quote tool.
Yeah, so good question. Yeah, so and you're referring to not a new opportunity, but a renewal opportunity. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, existing. But I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still building it out in a spreadsheet for existing customers. So it's not an issue if you can't bring in existing subscriptions. It was just a question. The main thing is to get the dollars and the data right.
Yeah, but I think that's a suggestion that we can take back and see if there is any way to pull existing. So what happens is, I think after in a few minutes we will look at the home page where there are two tabs. One is creating a new quote, and the other is quotes which exist in Salesforce. So if it's a renewal, you will have the ability to edit or clone the quote. So it's not that there is no option, but in our phase one, you can still view the codes which have been created in Salesforce and then clone them and then edit them. So if you can, just maybe wait for a few more minutes, we will look at what I'm talking about, and then, we can discuss on this specific point further.
Okay. Now let's to see the pricing guide. Just we have to click on the button of the calculate GWire data, automatically calculate the pricing guide of a respected product. Uh, and again, it's a new features in a PQA tool. So according to that, data are coming from the Snowflake. So we have a limited product data in Snowflake, and according to that, we are fetching a data from Snowflake and render in our tool. So we have that's a few products data. According to that, we have set like max, green, and yellow a price of each product.
Yeah,
So
so
this is
Piyush,
new.
let me shed some light. So Ali and
Yeah.
Sharmin, are you aware of the GYR data in Snowflake? No. Okay. So I don't know why there has been very little limited enablement on this, and not that sales reps have access to this data. They typically have to submit a ticket which goes to Deal Desk for pricing guidance. And then Deal Desk, has access to a pricing report in Tableau from which they will offer, the guidance to the sales rep. So what we are doing here is we are pulling that pricing data directly from Snowflake. And as you are building the code, it gives you guidance on what the other customers in your region who have purchased the same set of products for the same quantity range, what is the pricing that we have offered to them historically? So we have cohorts of data, right? So there are ranges for customers who have purchased that product set within that region. And based on the quantities that they have purchased, we have cohorts of customers. And so there is some, averaging that has happened to identify what is the highest price we have offered the product set to, what is the lowest, and what is a acceptable range. So what we are doing here is we are pulling the maximum, the acceptable, and then yellow is basically not recommended but can work with that price range to offer you guidance as you are, negotiating with the customer. Today it takes a ticket into Deal Desk. So, it takes a few days for Deal Desk maybe to get back 24, 48 hours, whatever may be the case. But, by pulling the data here, we are readily offering that guidance to you, the pricing guidance to you. Now, when the pricing guidance or analytics was built in Snowflake, maybe a year or two ago, what was analyzed by the team was the pricing team was around 72 products get to a good 80% of our overall business, which is why they built the analytics only for those 72 products. So we would not see the pricing guidance for all the products on the quote, but there is an initiative which is just kicking off to expand the pricing analytics for all our products, maybe with the exception of services, I suppose. So, by the end of maybe next quarter, we'll start getting more data, pricing data across the product set for which you would build the codes. Any questions there? No? All right, Piyush, back to you.
Okay. Also, there is a additional one features like service margin calculation. It's again a new features. It
Can
was not
I?
available. Yeah.
Yeah, Piyush, sorry. So, service margin is a feature which doesn't exist in Salesforce or in, yeah, it doesn't exist in Salesforce. But the way sales reps use Excel spreadsheets, we have a services team who also use Excel to do calculation of what the margins are on service products. Because many a times the margins, may not be healthy enough for services. Um, and so they have to do the calculation offline, and approvals are needed based on, what the margin ends up being. So what we have done in both Salesforce and Precode tool is for services as well, we are eliminating the need to do offline calculations in Excel. We are automating the calculations here based on the products that are on the quote lines, and then the cost information for the global resources who would be implementing or being driving the services component. So they can, on the code itself, look at what the margin ends up being. If the margin is going to be within above a certain threshold, then, they can potentially eliminate the need for services to approve those codes, right? So that'll help with overall cycle time, and it'll provide, some relief to services team to uh, not do the calculation offline. I believe you may not be, it may not be of interest to you to go through this feature in detail because it is specifically for services. Is that correct? Okay. All right. So then, yeah, we can move on to the other features, Piyush.
Yeah. Let's click on this save as draft. So pre-code will save in our
Yeah.
database.
Now, while you do that, so the first attribute that we had selected to create the pre-code was account, which is mandatory. But then opportunity may or may not exist, or it's optional rather. So in case you if you have not created an opportunity in Salesforce, you still have the option to maybe put together a pricing proposal for the customer. If you have created an opportunity in Salesforce, you can select it from the drop down, and then that way the quote is linked to that specific opportunity. So you have two options on this tool. Go ahead, Piyush.
Okay. Now but save successfully. There are few features in our dashboard. We can edit existing pre-code item, or there is another option like clone. So I want to create another version of the same code pre-code. Just we can click on the clone button. It will automatically create the another version with increase. So you can see it's a version 3.2. If you want to create, now we can create, click on edit. We can edit another version, what we want with different options. So we can discuss with our customer. In this, let's say I want to set PPG variance as a 10%. And according to that, I can click on save as draft.
Could be even changes to add product lines, change the product mix on the cloned version, right? If there are minor changes, you may want to create a clone and make those minor modifications or adjustments there. You can also add a note on the code to differentiate the versions that you are creating, the multiple versions that you are creating.
Right. So here is the section where we can put a small note like
PPG 10%.
so we can see over here. So we can identify which version is related to which and what kind of modification we have done. There is another capability. We can share this pre-code to our team member. So just click on the share and we can, let's say, search the team member and we can select and click on the share button. So the guy will get a notification with the detailed information and the URL of the pre-code. So see, or he can click on that and they can modify or can view the pre-code information as well. So that is additional features we have done in a pre-code as well.
Yeah, I think
use
that
now-
share feature that'll be good, that share feature, because I often build stuff and then send it to my manager to look at and say, yep, we're happy. Okay, submit it
Great,
for
yeah.
approval, go build it. And Dewaka as well from the solutions team, so that you know he's happy with the pricing before you go and build it. So yeah, I think that's a really good feature as well.
It's also good for kind of version controls on quotes as well. Like, because sometimes you're building stuff and then you want to add stuff or discount further. So you can have, yeah, it's really good. Love it.
And also additionally, one features like once we done with the pre-code, then download a predefined template. And we have, as of now, 3 options, Word, PDF, and Excel. And apart from
okay.
that, yeah, we are looking for the PPT option as well, but it's still in initial phase. But definitely will come, like 4th option is PPT. Also, we can able to download the our pre-template information in PPT version as well. So let's add clicking on the Excel.
So, this is an area where we need some alignment because today everyone uses a different format to socialize or share the proposal with the customer. What we seem to be landing on is that the Excel would have a table of all quote lines, which then can be imported and edited into PowerPoint or email, whichever format suits you to collaborate with the customer. We are looking at how do we plug this into a CSOT branded PowerPoint slide to let folks who seem to prefer PowerPoint to again add additional information that they may find relevant and then share the deck with the customer.
Yeah, I normally am a PowerPoint person because we,
Mhm.
our certainly here in Australia, we have to present pricing. We can't just send quotes to customers. We've got to actually give it to them face to face to walk them through it. So the PowerPoint thing would be brilliant for me.
Yeah. So if we have a template that you use, it would help us see if there are if we can make it consistent across sales users, and then automate the process to generate some of those slides, including the quote line items.
I'll put one into the chat now.
Great.
Now let's we'll move to the another features. Let's say there is another option like quotes from the Salesforce. So according to based on the login user, we can see our quotes which are available in Salesforce. That will be a type either a new, a renewal, or amendment. What we have to do, like to modify the quotes that those are available in Salesforce, first we have to create just do a clone in our pre-quote system. So I'm doing this quote as a clone.
Ali, this is what I was referring to, right? So if you already have quotes in Salesforce, you would have visibility into those and you can clone them. That way all the product lines and the pricing information comes over.
And after that, we can edit this code. We can add a product, change the price, discount, and PPG variance. So these are the option is also available in our pre-cook tool. This is in phase 1. So we can add a multiple product and whatever PPG variants also discount we can add and submit as a pre-code. So this is a functionality so far we have done in our tool.
So, these are the features that would be available for usage. We are going through, the quality assurance process, but then once we socialize it further, we would like to hand it over to, a selected few, including y'all, right? The privileged set of sales users to use this and, provide us more feedback. That way, we can continue to enhance this tool before we can, broadly roll it out to all of sales. In the upcoming months, we'll also have the ability that once you finalize the quote, you can click a button and it'll then create a quote in CPQ. So it'll eliminate the need to do any data entry in CPQ as well. We are also looking at, including additional capabilities like voice integration, which I'm not sure how it will work, but the vision is that, you can use voice commands to create quote lines. AI features, which can, look at historical data and provide some guidance on if a customer is buying product A based on historical data, you may want to suggest by offering product C as well. Things like that, which, additionally would provide you some intelligence. We will also be providing a drill down view into the cohort data. So we were talking about the pricing guidance from Snowflake. Now, a drill down view into which are the customers in your region who have offered the pricing range that you see on here. That way, you can connect with the respective sales reps to, better understand the strategies that, they adopted to get to that pricing. So we are planning to include additional features as we validate the tool and then hand it over to you for receiving further feedback.
That's great. Well done. This, I think, will be very helpful. What do you think, Ali?
Yep, super helpful. Thank you. Yep, because it's definitely will remove a lot of the manual work. At the moment I'm copying and pasting items over from spreadsheets, trying to get the SKUs right. So trying to calculate the PPG manually. Like, the fact you can do versions of it. I think it'll be super helpful and save a lot of time. And then if we have to go and build the quote, that's fine, but at least we'll know the dollars, or it's always the dollars lining up and making sure everything gets included. Like I just kept saying, you can't trust it, you have to sense check it. So I think this will definitely allow you to be able to do that. And the sharing part's really good as well, because before we go and build quotes, we've always, checked it with our managers or heads of. So I think it'll be really, good for them to be able to then see the quotes we're building too. Great work.
Team, I'm really sorry. I've got a hard stop. I've got to jump to a client meeting. I've put up that PowerPoint and just reach out if you need anything else.
Sounds good. Thanks for feedback and thanks for taking the time.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Piyush.